John here. Today is Wednesday, 25th of February 2015. This is a message to James Pierce Brown that I saw yesterday to deliver this warrant. I just want to explain it to you. It is an affidavit. In legal terms, lawyers, conveyancers, instruments are in here. Okay, and it was a brief talk we had when I came in, and it's taken a lot to put together this warrant. It is to reoccupy the land that belongs to our ancestors that the Crown is alienating as normal practice for borrowing money at the bank. You'll see a pound note on the front of it there. That there is a legal instrument, debtors levy, against that land. It's sitting in the bank, ready to legalize as a debt against the property and all the fraud people I have named on Facebook. Facebook statements are admissible in the High Court of Admiralty in London. So anything I say, anyone can refute in the will if I accuse them of anything. You'll notice on Facebook, you can friend me if you like, James, and Simon, Brent, ROWNTREE. Both of you directors are corporates, the same as me. I'm a corporate too, with my company, ATUA Aotearoa Limited, which means pretty well the same as what the Queen is purporting to be. ATUA Aotearoa Limited is this country. That's its name, and in original form of that company. Okay, so it's just like Her Majesty the Queen and Right of New Zealand. It's just a private company. Okay, so we have private companies that's called Moai King William Trust. Okay, so that's the other company that is putting this warrant to arrest a property in Admiralty law. So that's King William's law of acts of his Parliament and jurisdiction to form every mortgage in the world to borrow money at the Bank of England. Okay, that's why I said to you, it's going to come up against the Bank of England with their pound note. So you've got two pound notes now that are both legal. This one has got definition to it. It is a debtors levy instrument against any fraud person in the world under the flag of King William. This flag here, James and Simon, that flag there is a free passage through the world for trade, banking, commerce, and British military. Of the four stars of the four corners of the earth, and the black seal you see around the Red Cross is this seal that I'm talking about that authenticates these documents that I just gave you. Okay, all these documents I gave you, and so the best thing for you to do is to go and see your conveyancing lawyer and get your money back. That's what I'm saying. Get your money back, because it's a bad title. It is a bad title. It's taken me a long time to cover all the legal side of the title. So you've got ground rent, that's what was before you got there. the ground rent was sold as a separate entity to the title itself of mortgage, the paper title, and the chief's rent is the landowner. So someone's collecting the rent on that land. It's just the land that we're talking about. Okay, so I'm there in a legal sense to seize the land that's been fraud businesses operating on it. Not your fault, it's the fraud before you that sold it. The lawyers are really in trouble because they can't get out of this one, and it's blocked up, all the holes. Even the police cannot entertain a private contract between me and the people before you. Now at the moment there is a contract between me and you pending. What you say, you must say something. If you don't, it becomes default. You can lose the whole lot in a commercial lien or commercial levy statement document that's gone through the lawyer, okay, the conveyancing lawyer, Utai Choi, okay. So he's got all the records. He signed it. As you can see, he signed it into the High Court of Admiralty in London, which is there, okay. That's the High Court of Admiralty in London, and that's my brand patent Moai statue standing in London, okay, in the Queen Elizabeth Great Court in London. And that's the High Court of Admiralty here, there, and King William Memorial there. Okay, so that's replacing the Queen because she's skipped it. She's abandoned you and the New Zealanders and everybody in the Commonwealth. She's gone to the EU Parliament and the New World Order. I'm standing in her place as a monarch, a Tahitian monarch, and a Rogan English monarch. That's my family, the Rogans and the Cosgroves, to cover Britain's end of England. Okay? So everything that the law has come out of in New Zealand has originated from the 1852 Constitution, and that's for their Maoris they set up in 1945. That's when the Maori came out. So there was no Maoris before 1845. It was only Hapu. Okay, so when they put all their documents together, they put the word Maori at anything earlier than 1840. So everything that the Crown does here in New Zealand can only go to 1840. They cannot go back to 1835. Okay, they cannot go back and inquire into anything that's legal in a sense of challenging one's jurisdiction and constitution. So when you look at that page, okay, so that's Doug Rickard Bell there, okay, there. Now he's responsible for setting up that land block as alienating it from the investors of 300 million, including our affidavit and our caveat, lapse of caveat that I had on it at the same time. So the Crown aliens got rid of those investors and put them into the little road and discharged them off the land. Okay, that gave a clear title to Douglas Rickard Bell. Okay, so that's how he managed to get a freehold of a Crown title. Okay, so it's still Crown. It's still Crown land title that we're dealing with. Okay, it's not clear, and the government is still buying Maori out. They're actually buying themselves out, and not the natives. So they've got their own natives. Okay, so they're dealing with their own invention of title. Okay, what I want to do here with these videos is just explain how come you ask me a few questions. You can always ask me on the phone when you call me about any other matters, because I want the land transferred to my King William Trust on Friday, this Friday or next Monday, okay, the next working business day of the bank. So you have to get your 38 million back from the conveyancing lawyer who transferred that land illegally. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. He'll get one of these books, and the best thing you can do is to sort it out and do not get mixed up in their fraud, because it's linking you to the original fraud. Okay, so if you talk to your lawyer, I think he won't be very happy, but he's got to do it. He's got to comply with the law. I'm doing things the law as being proper and in order. So I'm expecting to go to the bank on Monday to sort the land out. I can sort other things out with you and your titles, because at the moment everything's looking shaky for you at what's happened. So here's John Key's name in the box. In the box. Here. Okay, on that page you'll see John Key's name in the box as being in the High Court of Admiralty in London on this. It's not a complaint, it's a claim against him. When you see Choi's name on the top there, okay, so he signed it. Choi has signed this there, okay, on the bottom there, okay. The lawyer has signed John Key name in the box here as being what it says when you read it. He'll lose everything, okay. He's responsible for crimes committed with the Governor General and running a government without a Queen. They have no jurisdiction to run this country. Okay, so I'm bringing the British in to run this country, to put it back on its feet, because the debt is no good. And also for people living in Auckland on these land blocks, I told you that the government and the Crown has strung the land leases up, so that it's very difficult for you to get out of it. No one can get out of the leases on these lands, and if you've committed a fraud, then the pound note goes against your name. Okay, so I just want to have a friendly warning to you, because you seem a decent person, saying nice things about me, that we can accommodate all your land blocks to shift them into the Moai King William Trust when this gets off the ground. So the sooner that's done, the sooner you'll be more secure on your title lands that that will come under the new jurisdiction of King William IV. Okay, so I'm his surrogate king to talk for him and to make law. Okay, I'm making law right in front of everybody around the world. So it was very good to meet you, and Simon ROWNTREE wasn't there, but doesn't matter. He's the same as you, directors, the same as I am a director, been self-employed for over 30 years. Okay, so that's telling you I really know what I'm doing with land titles, the land, that I've gone right over the titles in Auckland. I pretty well know all of them. I've got all the titles in Auckland here on one map. Okay, so I want you to do the right thing and to allow my bank lawyer, not my lawyer, my bank lawyer, to transfer that land because they're waiting. They've got the titles there, they've got all this there. Over, and to go back to your lawyer and get your money back. If you have difficulty, let me know, because I'll sort it out. But I want you to go back to him, because of what's happened. Tell him, he'll know. He'll know, because my lawyer, my conveyancing lawyer, Troy, knows what's gone wrong. He said it's a big case, but he'll take forever to do it, and it's only a 5-minute job. Okay, it's all done. All the work has been done, and I don't want to make things complicated, because it'll take you a long time to read all this lot and get a handle on it. But at the end of the day, there are 2 offences. I want to make this quite plain on this video. There are 2 offences that amount to fraud. One is that they they deliberately left our original names as unregistered interests on the land when they transferred it. Okay, because we do have a right, a legal right, to put our names on it. They just deliberately discharged our, you'll see the discharge notice there, of our legal, legitimate claim to be the original owners. Okay, somebody had to be the original owners. Now you can forget about Ngāti Whātua o Rake. I had it out with them in the Waitangi Tribunal. I had it out with them, and they would not refute the affidavits. They would not. None of them would refute it, and they tried to stop us going up ROWNTREE Hill to claim the whole of Auckland back. We went up in the end against them. Okay, so that was with the chief, Mohi Manukau, Mohi Tamati Manukau, and us went up the hill to claim his ancestors' hill back. Okay, so that's the title to Auckland, sorted from ROWNTREE Hill. The memorial is up there, minus the plaque. I've got to put the plaque of Kawharu back up there. You see, so the alien has mirrored himself around us, the native, and given us a name called Maori and Iwi. So the Maori and the Iwi will get the bill, because they're not the real Moai native. Okay? Just so you know that they picked who they wanted to put on the title of their conveyancing instruments to borrow money at the bank. That's all it is. A title, paper title, that only allows occupation. We are reoccupying the land because it was fraud operating on it. And we are to know what's going on. I have to know what's going on. There's Mohi Manukau, okay, on ROWNTREE Hill. That is the title memorial, okay? That's the title memorial. That's Mohi Manukau. I've got all his titles, okay? The Rogan's titles. You'll see Rogan in the book. That's his ancestor and my ancestor. When the British came here, they went straight for the Wanoas and straight for the Manukau's. Nobody else. They just went for those 2 names and stuck it on their titles. They mirrored me and my memorial, Moai, and Mohi Manukau and his memorials. Okay, Mohi Rogan and John Rogan. They're the land surveyors and lawyers and judges. They turned themselves into 3 things. So I have turned myself into a king. Okay, just like how they did when they came here, stood on the land, proclaimed it belongs to the king. So I'm saying, okay, the king. Okay, I'll make myself a king. No, I didn't. Matt Taylor did in England. He said, you're the king. Okay, I'll take the job on. So that's where we are, James Brown. James Pierce Brown. You'll notice your surname is in capitals. That means you're not an ordinary person. And I noticed that you've put themselves as directors, yes, and Simon Brent ROWNTREE. I've got your surnames in capitals. That's how the alien government works on this title. something might overlook. Everybody would not see that. And your company, CityWorks Depot Limited, is an old name of that land block. Okay, so that was the council building, and it was an inside job with the council and with Doug Rickard Bell and Jamie Peters, both property developers. Okay, they're on this warrant. They'll have a warrant next on them with this 2.517 billion pound note against all the fraud people, including the Crown agents that helped to forge the road and create a new title with the road out of the redundant road. When Jamie Peters bought it, he bought the lease and the ground rent out. Okay, and the chief renter is the Crown judge picking up the tab. That's where I'm supposed to be. It's supposed to be one of the native in the court alongside the judge. Okay, supposed to be. I'm in there now as the King's bench and the Queen's bench on the other side, debtors. Okay, we've got a levy creditor king and a levy debtor queen bench. Okay, King's bench live talking versus Queen's bench live talking. So they'll run a mile. They'll run a mile when I see that, because the online courts, right, they're online into the High Court of Admiralty in London, especially for cases that are over 200 million. Okay, 200 million. And court cases that reach this one here, the government valuation of 55 million on that 1/61 Cook Street property. Okay, so that's what I'm really saying, is that we have a live case now that I've met you in person. We've got a verbal contract going here as face-to-face. Okay, so now you're going to respond to me. If you don't, it's an automatic default contract. You're stuck to it. Okay, I'll just let you know on the video in public the next day, 25th of February 2015. Yesterday was the 24th when I dated it for yesterday to Friday. Okay, 72 hours notice to refute what I'm writing about. I own the title of that land. There's fraud being committed on it. I'm seizing the land back. Okay, I'm seizing the land back. And if you refute it, if you refute it, then you're putting up a real challenge that you will actually lose. Okay, you won't win with this court on wheels. Okay, this is a court on wheels. It's portable, because one phone call to London, to the High Court of Admiralty judge, and they cover everything. That's the highest you can ever go in the world of a judge to adjudicate here on jurisdictions that come down to jurisdictions of common law. Kings are common law. Okay, James, king is common law here on this land. So I'm acting common law on the land, jurisdiction of anything over maritime law, civil law, state law, because all the acts are in this book and that book and the king himself, that book. Okay, so these are just for that property, just not one book. There's everything else with the king and his coins and his pound note. Okay, we have the legal right to enforce the acts of King William 1830-1837 in any court. Okay, so I'm applying those acts right here. And Aaron Pascoe, this is for you, the detective, senior detective sergeant, detective of criminal division of the Auckland Central Police Station. You have said you don't recognize anything in these books, just how arrogant you are. So I'm going to see you to issue you with one of these warrants. I rang up yesterday, Aaron Pascoe. You didn't answer the phone. You would not answer the phone like as usual. So I'm going to go there today and deliver you your warrant to contract you for tampering with the evidence. When you start saying words that it's not good to go onto that property, then you put yourself right in it. Mike Clement, the area district commander, said to me, John, we have no jurisdiction over you. You see, you have put yourself, Aaron Pascoe, above the commissioner, Peter Marshall, left. He left. I'm still after him. I'm still after him. He's going to get a warrant too. All of you, aliens, that stopped me and made me go right through all this trouble, 6 years, to get that land block. Right? You're harbouring fraud, Aaron Pascoe. You did that down Tuhoi and got in trouble. It cost a lot of money. I'm going to claw all that money back that was spent by the Crown, the people's money, on all that Tuhoi case, and then settled your Maoris out. Tuhoi Maoris out, you see? And they were in the gun too, because all that was fraud. Everything amounts to fraud. This title is fraud. It's easy to work that out. Okay, so Aaron Pascoe, you wrote that you don't recognize. That's you. You're saying you don't recognize these laws that I write, everything that I'm writing. I'm going to put it on Facebook shortly, just to show people what you said, and then stick it to you. I'm going to charge you for interfering with my ship, my mortgage levy creditors ship in Admiralty law. You better go and study it, because if you don't know what you're saying in front of me, you're in trouble of being a policeman. And the same with Matt Taylor in England. The police in Surrey are fraud, the same as you. Okay? We're going to pick you out and put you on a pedestal and see if you can wiggle your way out of this one. Right? You can go to your lawyers, judges or anything. It's not going to make a difference, because you'll come up with the same Acts of Parliament. And you've got no queen. And still carrying a queen around on your badge, on your walls, on your documents, as the head of state. No. I'm the head of state here. Aaron Pascoe, acting in her place because she left Westminster. And nobody can see that on documents. Okay, she's gone to EU Parliament and is a threat. Conflict of interest to Britain and the UK, British UK, and us here in New Zealand. And you still operating with her as if she's still there. You see? And this guy, James, he's aware of that. He's aware of that. You can see that your titles, the Lynn's titles in Victoria, Australia, I spoke to their office of the Governor of Victoria State and told them, do not use Queen Victoria on your documents as monarch. You see? So that took away, it stripped your titles here because they came from there, from Victoria straight to King William in Devonport, England, to Devonport here. I've got a bone to pick with these people on Devonport, because they'll get a bill for pulling our flag down when that lady in the arts gallery put it up on the council buildings. The council is going to get the bill, the whole lot of them. Okay? The whole lot of them. You watch what this pound note will do to claw back everything they stole. And for you, James Brown, best to give the property up, and we'll worry about what happens after that. It'll be to your advantage to follow what I say, because I'm certainly sure that the Scottish First Prime Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, is following what I'm saying about Britain going back together as a four-state nation, plus the Moai Pacific people here, and you. Okay? So there's a big lot of changes going on in the law. And so the governor of the state of Victoria, in January, made a ruling. It goes like this. They now swear their oath of office to the law. Now, what the hell is that all about? What law? You see, what law? To their law they made up. You see, because they can't touch the crown in Westminster. Okay? It's got its own crown. Right? The Queen more or less pulled the crown off and took off and put the EU Brussels crown on. Okay? And so I'm going to take her place as the head of the state in the Commonwealth and the head of our trust, the Queen Victoria Trust. James? Okay? So, please, one more time. Write to me and tell me that you will forfeit 1/61 Cook Street property, and tell the tenants to stay put, because I have a British tenancy agreement in our dual Britain, four-state, and Moai, New Zealand, Aotea government, dual government. Okay, we've got to stick with them because they got the military coming to the east coast of my land blocks. Okay, so all that's sitting in place. So all you had to do is give up the property, go and get your money back, and we'll sort something out later. I'll show you how. Okay, I've got something up for you that will enhance your business, because that's what Moai is all about. We're going to dish all this money out to anybody who joins as a member, and everyone will be on mobile. Okay, just buy a cheap mobile, $5 one, or whatever, and swing it across, take pay, on our website, moaipowerhouse.com, Moai, M-O-A-I, energy, Moai Powerhouse, MOAI-POWERHOUSE.com. Okay, www.moaipowerhouse.com. And there you just pick your flag of your country, push it, and take pay comes up. Push, take pay, ring take pay up, and they'll make you put your phone across and your mobile number goes straight in. That's it. It's on. Now you're a client of take pay. Just under a minute, and it costs 20 cents. Okay? Then you ring up us and deposit whatever you got lying around. Chuck it in and ring our number, right? Our number 027283813963, and my phone will ring. Okay, my phone rings. I push the button to accept it, and the money flows straight through into the pound note. Okay, from any currency. It's safe with the King. Everything is safe with the King. Two kings now. We've got two kings. Robert the Bruce and King William. Okay? Robert the Bruce. There's Robert the Bruce. Scottish. And King William. Okay? Yeah. So you can see. Okay. That's on a pound note. Okay? So it's very safe. Better than we're not going on the stock market. This is a private company. Shares. Okay? It's locked in the system. Own laws. Own everything. Owns all the buildings, owns everything. Okay? We don't own land. We own only what's around it and above it. Okay? And below it. So that's all I want to say with this video, James. I hope you make the right decision, because if you go the other way and start fighting it, then you're liable to lose the whole lot and all your other businesses. The whole lot. Just the same way as Doug Rickard Bell, Robert Muir, the Land Register General, Robert Andrell, the Land Survey General, Chris Finlayson, the Attorney General, who signed it off, that fraud title on that road. So it was a road, was the fraud, and failing to put our names on the title. It should just sit there, okay, because we had a say. They took all the say to themselves, right? It doesn't work like that, okay? That's the law. Section 145 and 145A of the Land Transfer Act 1952, okay? Read it, and you'll see what I mean. They're supposed to, the conveyancing lawyer is supposed to check there is no other unregistered interests. That means we had no financial interest, but we're the original owners. That's what I'm saying. You said, I'm the owner. That's what, yes. Okay, that's all that matters. So that's all I want to say today. Then to wait for you. I need a letter to say that for my bank, the NZ on Queen Street, to take to them, to say that the property's being forfeited to me, and they will transfer it from you to, not to me, but to the people of the world. Okay? Moai, King William, trust belongs to the world, people. Okay? Just to let you know, all these pound notes I'm doing is not for me. I'm just a director, just like you. Okay? But the City of London, Washington DC is owned by the Queen. Private company, see, no limited, nobody can inquire. That's what this is. And the City of London is Rothschild's private company, and Vatican City, private company. They're using this flag. James and Simon, they're using our King William flag because this is the only commercial contract flag in the world in the time of 1830 to 2015. Okay? They're still using it. And the Business Roundtable, New Zealand Business Roundtable, has changed its name to Intuition New Zealand Limited Company. Okay? So they have done that in 2012 to hide the alien bit in it. You don't want to be alien. You can carry on being alien in your company. The same as me is two sides of the coin. Alien, the king is on both sides, right? He had his commerce in his British crown, commerce on his flag, ship. P&O used it, and Shore Savile. Okay, he used his flag to get around. And Ocean Pacific, okay, Monarch, Ocean Monarch, okay, Ocean Monarch, use the flag. You have a look on the front of the boat, and on the top, right up the top, is our flag. This flag, okay, trading. And Prince Andrew got caught trading gold in the ships, the luxury ships, and got caught. The Queen sacked him as off that job of the ambassador for the Commonwealth, British Commonwealth. Okay, so I'm going to do that job, the British Commonwealth ambassador for Britain. Okay, that's my job. We're going to sort that out. So please, James, I'm appealing to you to do the honourable thing, gentleman thing, and go and tell your conveyancing lawyer that our bank lawyer and the NZ Bank in Queen Street, 205 Queen Street, is going to transfer the title over to King William, Moai King William Trust, okay? And the ATUA Ewa Aotea Limited is the corporation, the alien corporation that I am a director of against your CityWorks Depot Limited Corporation company, okay? That's that part. But the financial part is the trust itself. Okay, thank you very much, people. We'll see you later, and I hope you enjoyed this video and all the other videos. This is John Wanoa from Auckland, New Zealand, saying have a nice day.